Hello everyone, so we just wanted to give you a little bit of information today on the fairways, where we are at and work that we're planning on doing to the fairways. So obviously after the heat wave that we've experienced this year, and following on from about 50 mil of rainfall we've had since the last video, we've looked at fairways and they have recovered quite well. So here on the 12th fairway it's greened up considerably to where it was. Obviously this was completely baked off. Work we've done today is we've gone out and we've put our first spray down, which has been the first spray on these fairways for about 6 months. So we've put a little bit of urea feed in there, and we've put in a wetting agent as well to just try and get some moisture penetrating the top, through the top really. And as you can see, what we're left with at the minute is a lot of parched, baked off areas like this. And what we're planning on doing now we've done the spray is next week, or over the next coming weeks, we're going to scarify. So as opposed to doing any tining or slitting just yet, we're going to scarify, and we're going to rip into these kind of parched areas, try and remove some of the dead matter on top. And as you can see, just me with a rake, we're basically going to go in two ways, and then we're going to be going in another way with a machine, and this will be removing any of this dead matter that's just lying here, and which, as you can see, I've got it in my hand there, is just holding all that water on top. So we want to try and break through that and try and get the water going down, and then hopefully in turn we're going to allow grass shoots to kind of pop through that and just give us a nice bit of recovery going through to the winter. And then obviously we'll then carry on after that doing our normal work as we would in the winter with the slitting and the verti training. So that's the plan, and then again we'll monitor recovery from that. If we have to come out and do any seeding on really weak areas, on kind of entries to fairways like this, or green exits, or any high areas of play, we will. But so far we're just going to try and go with the scarify and then just monitor it from there. So that's where we are with the fairways. When we do this work next week, please be aware, if you are going to play, that we will have to close the fairway at a time whilst we do this work. So the machine will rip all the debris up and it will sit on top of the fairway. Once it's dry, we'll come along with another machine and collect it. So there is a little bit of disruption whilst this work is going to happen over the next couple of weeks. So just please be aware. We'll do our best to put signs up and notify you of the work, but we will have to close a hole at a time whilst we do this. But again, short-term disruption, long-term gain with this. So we're here on the 15th tee. Just want to speak a little bit about recovery on the tees. So the last time we'd done our last video, the tees weren't looking too great. We'd had obviously high heat, and obviously we'd had a lot of loss. The irrigation was not working too well either. So all the springs, if you remember I spoke about the springs last time, they've all now been replaced. Irrigation is working really well now on these tees, which we're very pleased about. And Sam has done a great job of going around and doing all that work for us. So what we've done since obviously the last video, we've had 50 mil of rain, and with the nice bit of rain we've had around, we've taken advantage, got a slow release granular fertiliser out there on these tees, on all of the tees, and they've picked up really well. Recovery is great, they're growing really well. Yesterday they were cut, and as you can see there's a bit of growth on this already now. They could do another cut, which is great. Taking them through to the winter, we're going to try and get as much grass on these as we can. There are a few weaker areas, so just down here you can see there's a few little bits of, you know, the coverage isn't too great, quite high wear areas obviously on our blocks. So areas like this we're going to come in with a hand scarify these areas, a little bit of seeding and dressing in these areas, and that'll then take them through nicely to the winter. So that's the plan with tees. Lastly, I want to talk about greens today and recovery and where we're at since the last video. So last video was obviously just about a week, 2 weeks after greens renovations. Now we're fully recovered. We got that all important rain, which I said we needed, and we got a nice 7 mil, if I remember rightly, following on from that video, which gave us the recovery we needed. We've now obviously had 50 mil of rain, so all the holes are lovely and sealed. And I can say the work was well needed and was well executed. The team done a great job, and the results are really, whenever you take a pin change now, the profiles, the sand channels are really clean. You can see the roots going down there already, so the work was all well worth it. And obviously it was an additional week for recovery, but it was well worth the wait, and I think going through to the winter these surfaces are going to be very good. This week we've taken advantage as well with the rain around, and we've gone with another microtine and a very light sand application. You might just see a little bit of sand still on the top, so we're hoping with the rain forecast later the rest of that will wash in well. They're feeling ever so firm underfoot, and I'm sure you'll all tell me they're putting fantastically. So that's everything for the greens for now.
Mark Lake, handicap 7. Years of member, 5 years. I've worked in the shop for 4 years. Got to be the 12th. It's a cheeky par 5. Get there in 2 and get a good eagle. My least favourite hole is the 4th, because I'd level out the tee box to move it slightly to the left, because I can play a nice draw then, rather than putting it in the trees every time. Tiger Woods, Thierry Henry, and Rory McIlroy. My spirit animal will probably be a lion. It's the members. It's a very like social club. Everyone knows each other. It's very nice and friendly. And the greenkeepers.